you know, when the doctor was like, okay, you're 235 pounds, you're pre-diabetic. And I just started thinking, like, I don't want to be another statistic. I don't want to have a whole bunch of health issues associated with something that I can prevent, something that I can take control of. I want to be my healthiest and best version for myself and for my family. I want to live a long and healthy life. And if I don't do something now, I'm going to blink my eyes and I'll be 300 pounds. Hi guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. As you can tell by the title, this series is about my weight loss journey, and I have already lost over 20 pounds. As of this morning, I lost 24 pounds. So I am a tall girl, okay, and I'm 6 feet tall, and you saw the thumbnail. I'll put it up again so you can see how I looked in the beginning of my journey and how I'm looking right now. Now, this is a super important tip, okay? It doesn't matter how hard you are working out or how many calories you are burning during the day if you are offsetting that by your diet. I'm gonna jump into it because I don't like when people go on too much, but just really quickly, I want you to know that I had gained like over 65 pounds for a couple of reasons, and you can see the difference. So my heaviest weight, I weighed in at 235 pounds, and this morning I weighed in at 211 even. I've been thin my whole life, right? It's never been an issue for me to gain weight. I could eat whatever I want, do whatever I want, and it would never be a thing. As I got older, my metabolism slowed down and I developed a lot of unhealthy eating habits. But before we get into what got me there, I just want to tell you off the bat how I was able to lose the first 20 pounds. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not gonna gas you up and tell you, oh, it's easy, or, you know, there's no exercise required or whatever. But I will tell you that you don't have to do harsh exercise. I walked for the most part. I walked like 3 miles a couple times a week, 3.6 miles a couple times a week. If you can't walk that much, like I just went outside and walked. There's a park right by my house. Or you get on the treadmill, or you walk a mile. Do whatever works for you. I love walking because it's not intense on your body, and you can still burn a lot of calories the longer you walk. And if you like do like a brisk walk, then slow down, and then speed up and slow down, that can burn more calories. So walking is a major thing that I did. Another major thing that I did was intermittent fasting. So eating from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then not eating afterwards. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I have tried that before. Tried and failed. Like miserably. Like after 7 o'clock, it's like I wanted to eat everything under the sun, and you just have to be disciplined. Try having a nice hot cup of tea. After 7, when you start to feel hungry, have water by your bed. Drink a ton of water. Drinking the water, drinking the tea helped me a lot. Of course, you know, you can't have any sugar in it, no honey or anything, because that has calories and it will break your fast. So at first, the intermittent fasting was hard, but the more I did it, the easier it got. So the first thing was walking, the second thing was intermittent fasting. The third thing I did was I put myself on a calorie budget. So there's this app called MyFitnessPal, and basically it just asks you like your height, your weight, your age, what your fitness goal is or your weight goals are, and it tells you basically how many calories you can have a day to achieve that and how long they think it will take for you to achieve that. Now, initially when I did it, I think it put me on like a 15 like 1,550 calories a day, or 1,500 calories a day. And I actually took that down to 1,200 calories a day. And that also wasn't easy. Like, I cut out rice, I cut out potatoes, I cut out a lot of unhealthy snacking. I cut out a bunch of starchy foods, and I was only eating like proteins, like fish, greens, vegetables, my smoothies. But don't get it twisted, I still had my snacks, but I made sure that it fit in the calorie budget. So sometimes I had to sacrifice one thing for another. I drink wine. So sometimes I wanted wine on like my self-care Sundays, so I wouldn't have any snacks, and the wine would count like a snack. So let's talk about how I got here, right? A lot of times when people gain a lot of weight, it almost happens like you're not inside yourself. Like, you notice it's happening, but at first you don't really see it until it's really noticeable, and then you start feeling down about it and all of that stuff. So for me personally, I'll just be transparent and say that I gained my weight for a number of reasons. I developed a lot of unhealthy eating and drinking habits. When I say drinking, I mean like alcohol and stuff. I mean like wine. Now, I love wine, but everything in moderation. So I was, you know, my father passed away, so I was grieving from that. And I just like, I developed this unhealthy habit where I couldn't watch my shows or do the things that I liked without having a huge glass of red wine in my hand and like chips or like unhealthy snacks. And so I was just taking in all these extra unnecessary calories because it was comforting me. So, you know, you have the comfort foods. So that was one big thing that got me there. All the unnecessary liquid calories and all the extra snacking that was associated with a feeling, like making me feel better as I was grieving and going through a lot of different life changes. That was the first thing. Also, not moving. Like, I wasn't exercising, I wasn't walking, I wasn't moving my body. So I was taking in way more calories than I was burning off every day. And so that just sat on me and started to build up on me. So if you can relate to this, if you feel like you can't watch any of your shows or binge watch Netflix or whatever without always having wine or whatever you like to drink, even if it's juice or Coca-Cola or sodas, all of that is liquid calories. And if you have it all the time, all of that sugar, it adds up. It's going to hit you at some point. All the unnecessary snacking, if you have a sweet tooth, or if you just like to eat late at night. I like to eat late at night. That was all of that was a part of it. So now what I do is, like I said, intermittent fast from 11 to 7. Now, there are days where I wake up, I'm a coffee drinker, and I'm like, you know what? It's Saturday. I don't want to wait till 11 to have my coffee. What I do is, as long as I stay in my calorie budget and I stop eating at 7, I'm still okay. I'm still losing the weight. So I'm telling you guys, like, when my goal, so my heaviest was 235. I'm now at 211, and my goal is to get to 170 to as low as 165 pounds. Somebody my height, that's a great place to be, and I'm not considered overweight or obese at that weight for my height. Again, I'm 6 feet tall. So that's my journey to Snatched, okay? That's my version of Snatched, to be there, to tone up, and to maintain that weight. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when you first start, you have to set goals for yourself and you have to stick to them. Discipline is the name of the game, right? You can't, motivation is a luxury. You can't wait to be motivated. Like, I was outside walking on days when it was freezing, days when it was so cold, like it was 20 something degrees and I was layered up and I was out there walking. Believe it or not, I liked it. I'm an early riser. It doesn't have to be early, it's whenever you want. I like to get out and do stuff before it gets too crowded. So I like when it's quiet outside. I like when I'm alone, you know, just me, nature, God, and that kind of thing is very zen to me. I'm all about positive energy, so, and peaceful energy. So yeah, so you can't afford to be like in the mood to work out. No, I like to plan my week. Plan your workouts. Just say, okay, I'm gonna work out 2 times this week, and the stronger you get, do it more. 3 times this week, 4 times this week, and move your body, even if it's just 15 minutes. You know, make the time, set the time aside to do something. I also bought a stationary bike. I put it in my bedroom during the winter time when it was way too cold or too harsh to go outside, or if, you know, getting to the gym, or if you have a gym in your building, getting on a stationary bike and doing the cardio by what you eat. I don't like the word diet because it makes you feel like, oh, I'm restricted, I can't do whatever. But if you burn 500 calories for the day, which is great, but then you take in 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day, you just undid all of your hard work. Now you may be thinking 3,000 calories, oh my gosh, like that's a lot for the day. Believe it or not, if you're eating takeout, if you're eating and drinking like coffees, very rich coffees from outside, like Dunkin' Donuts. I love Dunkin' Donuts, right? Their caramel lattes are calorie heavy. If you're having that, if you're having fries, if you're having burgers, if you're having all this stuff from outside, yeah, your calorie count is going to be really high for the day. And it might be like, you might eat in one day, you might take in one day what you're really supposed to be taking in 2 days. So the most important thing that I will say is, the most important thing, if you don't take away anything else from this, the most important thing I want you to take away is 2 things. And that's portion control and moving your body. Portion control is a problem in the US, a huge problem in the US. Other countries don't seem to eat these huge portions like we do. Well, you know what? I take that back. I'm West Indian. My family is Haitian, and we cook a lot of starchy foods like fried plantains, boiled plantains, yams, potatoes, rice, lots of rice. And if you're trying to lose weight and you're West Indian, you might feel like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to do this. Portion control. You can have rice, but maybe just 1 spoon. One, you know, those serving spoons, 1 of those is instead of 2 or 3 of those. Like I was eating 2, 3 or more spoons of rice, and that's a no. Portion control is everything. Even with your meat, even with your protein, portion control is everything. If you're having a bunch of meat, like all of this meat that's like way over 4 ounces, like there's a way, and I'm gonna try to link things as much information in the description bar below, but there is a way to portion out your plate. And once you have it in your mind, just think that half of your plate should really be your greens, like your vegetables, and a quarter of the plate should just be your protein, and a quarter of the plate should be your starch. But the way I was eating for like the month of March, I was just eating like, I had my quarter of protein and the rest of my plate was just greens or vegetables. Like there was no heavy starches on my plate. So I did that for a while. And then when I reintroduced some starches, it was just a quarter, just a cup size, nothing more than that. And it's all about training yourself, right? On how to eat. And even when you go out, how to eat. The great thing about the app that I told you guys about is that you can, like, let's say you eating a product, right? Like let's say you're about to eat some Fiber One brownies and you don't know how many calories it is, even though it says it on there, but just an example. You can go into the app and actually scan the barcode, and it will pop up, and then you can just record what you're eating. And then once you reach your calorie budget for the day, then you just have to stop. It's all discipline. And the crazy thing is, as I was gaining the weight, I think I was as heavy as 208 pounds, and everybody was like, you can't see it on you, where you're so tall, you look good, you know, all the right places. And even though that may have been the case and I was hiding the weight well at first, you have to be mindful. Like when you are gaining the weight and you're realizing it, do something. And it doesn't matter where you are. If you were like me and you had gained 65 pounds, I'm 24 pounds down. And together we can do this. I have a ways to go. Jump on this journey with me. You can do it. Like, I'll never forget the feeling I had when I lost my first 5 pounds. And I noticed that the scale kept going down, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is working. And it motivated me. Now, you shouldn't weigh yourself every day. I was doing that at first because it was like my little motivation. Don't weigh yourself every day. I'd say try to weigh yourself like every month. Weigh in at the end of the month and see what your progress is. I feel like that's more realistic. And don't be hard on yourself if you go down and come back up, and I've fluctuated as well, but you're going to get to the place where you lose the weight and you're able to keep it off, because you're going to basically build newer and healthier habits for yourself. So you're going to know, okay, I can't OD on these chips. I can have a few. I can have the portion size that it says on the back. I can have like 15 of these bad boys, but after that I'm gonna put it away. Or you take it out. Don't go in your bedroom with the whole bag. Take the portion out and go in the bedroom with that, or on the couch with that portion size. So you're gonna develop good portion size habits. You're gonna develop just good exercise habits, and it's gonna become second nature. I had challenged myself to the whole month of March to I have an Apple Watch, so I was like, okay, all March I'm gonna close all my rings, and that's exactly what I did. And it wasn't easy, but when I was doing that and I was on the calorie budget, I formed these new habits, and they stuck with me, and I started to feel better. And believe it or not, when these habits really become solidified, you're not gonna want to eat as heavy as you were eating before. You're going to feel like you might even feel sick if you try to eat the way you was eating before, because you're gonna feel lighter, you're gonna feel different, you're going to feel like when you take the time to sit down and like plan out what you're gonna eat, and you take your time and eat your food, you're not just like shoving it in your mouth. You will have time to feel when your body is satiated, when you're full. If you're just shoving stuff in your mouth, and you know, a lot of times people are not eating because they're hungry. People are eating, we're eating because we're bored or because it's there and we just know that we like eating whatever it is or drinking whatever it is. But if you really take the time to listen to your body and you go in the kitchen right after you know you just had a meal, like 20-30 minutes after you know you just had a meal, you're gonna start to check yourself like, sis, why are you back in this fridge? Like, your body's gonna be like, we're full, sis. Like, maybe you're thirsty. Try drinking some water. Also, drink tons of water. Drink a ton of water. That also helps me. So, on this journey, what can you expect to see? So, it's gonna be, you know, I told you my story, how I gained the weight, how much weight I gained, my initial weight loss goal was to lose 65 pounds. So, right, hold on. So my initial weight loss goal was to lose 65 pounds, and I'm 24 pounds down, so I have 41 more pounds to go. Now, that may seem like a lot to people, and people like, oh, you're gonna be like skinny bones. No, because there's still weight in my arms, there's still weight in my midsection, I still have a lot of weight on my thighs. And so you know, during this journey to Snatched, on these last 41 pounds, if you were trying to lose it, come, let's do this together. We can do this together. And so every week I'm gonna post a video like this. And this week that's coming, I'm gonna try different things, and then I'll tell you if I've lost any weight that week or what it's looking like. So I'm gonna try having apple cider vinegar twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening, as well as, you know, watching my portion control and getting out and walking a couple times a week. And then I'll tell you guys how that works for me. There's also like these juices that I want to try, but I'll take you, like, as we go along, I'll take you along with me with the different things that I'm going to be trying as I go along, and you can try them along with me. And please tell me, this is all about accountability and encouraging one another. In the comment sections below, tell me what you're trying, tell me what worked for you, tell me if you're trying something that I'm trying. Let me know how it's going with you. Let me know, like, if you tried and it didn't work out the first time and you're gonna try with me this time. We can do this. Like, did you see the thumbnail, sis? Did you see the before and after? Let me just insert it again so you can see, so you can be reminded, okay? I was so heavy. I felt it in my joints. I felt it just like I couldn't fit any of my clothes anymore. I started to feel like I was never a person that had to try clothes on. I just pulled them off the rack and they fit perfectly. And that just wasn't the case anymore. Everything got bigger, including my breasts, and it just wasn't the case anymore. And I started to feel like insecure about how I was looking. 20 pounds made a huge difference. I could fit some of the stuff I wasn't able to fit anymore before. And some of the stuff the bigger stuff that I got, it was stretchy. If you know you want to lose weight, stop buying bigger clothes. I'm not telling you buy stuff you can't fit now, but lose the weight. Don't go like buy a bunch of stuff that's like extra large or whatever, and then, you know, you're trying to lose the weight, right? So anyway, guys, I just wanted to tell you that I'm gonna take you through the week of the apple cider vinegar, how I feel, how it tastes, what it does to me, and I'll weigh in and I will show you guys you know, where I am with that. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it encourages someone. I hope this series encourages someone. I hope this series helps someone, to let you know that, listen, We all go through it. I never thought I would ever gain weight or ever have a problem with weight, because that just wasn't how my body was built. There was a time I was a size 0, a size 4, a size 6, and I'm just like, okay, well, these are still little, you know. Then I was an 8, then I was a 10, and then I was like, wait, what's going on? So I'm telling you guys, you can do it. If you think you can't do it, you can do it. Will it take discipline? Yes. Is it going to take work? Yes. But can you do it? Yes, absolutely. And it's going to start to feel so good, you're not going to want to stop. So stay tuned for these. They'll be posted every week. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let's get snatched. Bye.